Welcome to another episode of PrayerJOY. Over the past month, we already talked about praying at home, we talked about praying at the school, and today I have the privilege to share to you about praying for the nations. I would love to start us off with a Bible verse from Philippians 3, verse 10 to 11, and it goes like this. It says, I want to know Christ. Yes, to know the power of His resurrection, participation in His suffering, becoming like Him in death, and so somehow attaining to the resurrection from the dead. When have you ever felt the greatest joy in your life? When have you ever felt the greatest satisfaction in your life? I remember when I first went to a summer camp and I was introduced to Jesus, I came back and suddenly something just inside has changed. And I knew the Lord had restored my joy. And then sometimes later I went to a prayer house and I spent a few days there, and when I came back, I felt that satisfaction. And I knew there's nothing more beautiful than just getting to know a deeper insight of my Creator, the one who made me, the one who knows everything about me. I believe it's the same thing with God. How can we get to know Him more? How can we get to understand the fullness of His heart for us and for the world? Have you ever found yourself in a situation where you met with a friend and you always used to talk about this one specific area of life, maybe about home, family, but now this time you are meeting with this friend and suddenly you talk about a completely different topic and you feel like you have a new dimension of that person. You even feel like you know that person more. You have a new insight into that person's life. And I think it's the same thing with God. Once we start to ask Him about the nations, we are going to get a deeper insight into the fullness of His heart. For me, it was the same thing. I used to not pray about the nations, but one day I was challenged to pray for the nations. And the moment I started to pray for the nations, I started to experience God's heart for the nations. And I realized that He is actually a God of the nations. He's the creator of the universe. And His heart breaks knowing that there are so many people out there who don't even know Him, who have never even felt His love. So I want to encourage you for this upcoming week. Set a coffee date aside and ask God about the nation. Find out how He feels about the nation. And I want to also warn you with the challenge. There comes also that thing where you might not be able to resist to take actions. Once you taste His heart, once you feel His compassion, there might not be a way for you to turn back. Thank you so much.